they're their food, right? Bunnies are their food. Okay, so it's not my vote to eat cute little animals. And that's just the way we are. What does that mean? That's how we do, right? We just eat little cute animals. Or we cannot live in this world. We have to live. Okay. So if cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you're big and fat too. Just like what I said. If McDonald's, delicious McDonald's is in front of you. Eat? It is? Yeah? Okay. So if these cheeseburgers are in front of you, they are cute little animals, you might be said bad and mean. Okay. But like I was saying, the whole Big Bad Wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. A sneeze and a cup of sugar. Okay? This is the real story. So the story you heard is not true. The story I'm telling you, is the real story. Thank you. So here comes the story. I was saying the whole Big Bad Wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. Way back in once upon a time, I was making the birthday for my dear old granny. What is granny? Yeah, grandma. So he's actually a very cute boy who's going to make his granny happy because granny's birthday is coming, right? So far so good? Yeah, celebrate granny's birthday. I had a terrible sneezing cold and I ran out of sugar. So now the wolf is suffering from cold. What does cold mean? If I kept down with cold, I might have a fever, I might cough, and I might run the nose, coughing too. Okay? And I might have sneezed a lot. Not you. Okay? Yeah. So now he's having a serious cold, and he's running out of sugar. What does run out of mean? Don't have, right? Okay. So now he walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now this neighbor was a pig. And he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole outhouse out of straw. What does straw mean? Straw. So it's easy to destroy, right? And now, can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house out of straw? So of course, the minute I knock on the door, it fell right in. It just fell apart. I didn't want to just walk into someone else's house because he didn't want to be rude. So I called, little pig, are you in? No answer. So I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So that's when my nose started to itch. What does itch mean? What does itch mean? Yeah, okay. So I lost my line. Sorry. I lost my line. Okay. Here we go. So I feel a sneeze coming in. Well, I huffed and I snuffed and I sneezed a great sneeze. Young, would you please show me what does sneeze a great sneeze mean? Show us. Thank you. Okay, so the wolf sneezed a great sneeze. And then what happened? And you know what? The whole down straw house just fell down. And right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig. Here. The first little pig is in front of the wolf. And then, dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw. So I ate it up, just like you. The delicious McDonald's in front of you, the delicious hamburger in front of you. Eat or not eat? Eat it. Yeah. So I ate it up. The wolf ate the pig up. Think of it as a cheeseburger just lying there. I was feeling a little better. But I still didn't have my cup of sugar, so I went to the next neighbor's house. The neighbor was the first little pig's brother. So it's the second pig, okay? He was a little smarter, but not much. Why? Why he's a little smarter? He has built his house out of sticks. What does sticks mean? What does sticks mean? Sticks, okay? Yeah. And, sorry, I lost my line again. I rang the bell on the sticks house. Nobody answered. So he wanted to be polite. So he called, Mr. Pig, are you in? He yelled back, go away, wolf. You cannot come in. I'm shaving my hairs on my shinny chin chin. Please, can anyone show me what is shaving the hairs on my shiny chin chin? Inja, where is chin? Yeah, so he's shaving his shiny chin chin. So he yelled at the wolves, do not come in. I'm busy, okay? So I had just grabbed the doorknob, okay? The thing that you can open the door. So I just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming in. I hugged and I snubbed and I tried to cover my mouth, but
I sneeze!
Okay. Okay, thank you. So, and you are not going to believe this. The guy's house fell down just like his brother's. When the dust cleared, there was the second little pig, dead as doornail. Here, over here. Second little pig, dead. Okay? And wolf's honor, which means he also ate it up. Now, you know food will spoil if you just leave it out in the open. If the delicious hamburger lying in front of you, if you don't eat it, it will spoil. Okay? So eat it. The wolves ate it up. And so I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little better. And I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear old Granny's birthday cake. So did he successfully borrow the sugar? No. So he has to go to the third house for his cup of sugar, right? So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother. So there are altogether 3 pigs. And now he's going to the third pig's house. He must have been the brains of the family, which means he's the smartest. Why? Because he has built his house out of what is it called? Trumpa. Bricks. I heard that. You said bricks, right? Okay, so it is made out of bricks. I knocked on the brick's house. So he's very polite. He knocks on every house he went to. Okay? He's very polite. He knocks on the brick house, no answer again. So I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? And do you know what that rude little poker answered? Get out of here, wolf. Don't bother me again. So the pig was very upset. Talk about impolite. What does impolite mean? Yeah, rude, not polite, not being polite. So talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar. And he wouldn't give me even one little cup for my dear sweet old Granny's birthday cake. What a pig. So now the wolf is angry. So I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake. So actually the wolf now is trying to, he's giving up. He's giving up. Maybe he cannot borrow a cup of sugar. He can make a birthday cake, birthday card instead. But however, then the third little pig yelled. Now that the third little pig is angry too. And your old granny can sit on pen. Now I'm usually the pretty calm fellow, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, somebody is rude, somebody is impolite to my granny like that, I go a little crazy. So now the wolf is angry, is mad, is going crazy. When the cops drove up, what does the cops mean? The police officers drove up. Of course, I was trying to break down this pig's door because he's angry. He called on his granny's name, which means he's not polite to his granny, right? So he's going a little crazy and he wants to go into his house, the little pig's house. And he tried to break down the pig's door, and the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and make a real scene, achoo. So that's what the story goes. The rest, as they say, is history. Because I just make a sneeze, and then they put a picture on the news, and that makes the history. That's the Three Little Pigs story you heard all your life. Okay. The news reporters found out about the 2 pigs I had for dinner. And they figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. So they dressed up the story with all that huff and puff and blow your house down. And then they made me the big bad wolf. So that's a real story. Okay, now the story is over. So that's the story you heard. That's the story you heard about 3 little pigs. So do you still think the wolf bad and mean? No. He's kind of innocent, right? From the story he tells us. Okay. Now, please take out your iPad. We're running out of time, but it's okay. And open up maybe you can open up Google.